Hold up your hand and look at it. Almost every atom in it is older than the sun, and not one of them was born here. The iron in your blood and the calcium in your bones were each cooked in a different cosmic catastrophe, and your body is the only place they ever met. You are not really a thing. You are a meeting place, a temporary address where atoms from across the universe have gathered for a while. So let's trace every kind of atom in you back to the explosions, collisions, and dying stars that made them. Start with the simplest truth. You are mostly empty space wrapped around a handful of tiny, ancient particles. Roughly 99% of your body is built from just 6 kinds of atom: oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, and phosphorus. Not one of those atoms was manufactured inside your body. Your cells only borrowed them and arranged them into you. Each one has a birthplace, a violent cosmic event with a date billions of years before you were born. Some were forged in the first minutes of the universe, some in the calm heart of a star, some in the most violent instants in all of physics. To find where your atoms began, we have to rewind all the way to the very first recipe the cosmos ever cooked. About 13.8 billion years ago, the universe was a searing fireball, far too hot for any atom to survive. But within its first few minutes, it cooled just enough to fuse the very first nuclei out of pure energy. This brief window made almost all the hydrogen that exists. The lightest and oldest atom of all. Look at the water in your body. Every hydrogen atom in it is a fossil from those first 3 minutes of time. That hydrogen is the oldest thing you will ever touch, born when the universe itself was newer than a sandwich left out overnight. Alongside it, the fireball made a splash of helium and the faintest trace of lithium. And then it stopped. The early universe could not make anything heavier. It cooled and thinned out before it could cook a single carbon atom. So the cosmos was left with a problem. Hydrogen and helium can't build a planet, a tree, or a person. Something else had to make the rest. That something was the stars, and to forge heavier atoms, they first had to be born from this primordial gas. Gravity pulled the gas into denser and denser knots, until the cores grew hot enough to ignite. Stars switched on across the dark. Inside a star's core, the pressure is so immense that hydrogen atoms are crushed together and fused into helium. That fusion is what makes a star shine. It is also the universe's first true factory for building new elements. As a big star ages and its hydrogen runs low, the core squeezes harder and starts fusing helium into carbon. Carbon is the backbone of every living thing on Earth, every protein, every strand of your DNA. Keep going, and the star fuses carbon into oxygen, the most abundant element in your entire body by weight. The air you just breathed, the water in your cells, the oxygen riding in your blood, all of it was assembled inside aging stars. A massive star ends up layered like an onion, each shell fusing a heavier element than the one outside it. But this stellar furnace has a hard limit, and that limit changes everything. Fusing atoms into iron stops giving the star energy and starts stealing it. The moment iron piles up, the furnace stalls. With no energy holding it up, the massive core collapses in less than a second, and the star tears itself apart in a supernova. A single supernova can briefly outshine an entire galaxy of billions of stars. And in that catastrophic instant, the blast blows the star's horde of iron, oxygen, and calcium out into space. The calcium that hardens your bones and teeth was scattered into the cosmos by one of these dying stars. And the iron in your blood, the atom that lets you carry oxygen and stay alive, came from inside that doomed stellar core. So the calcium in your bones and the iron in your blood were forged by the same kind of catastrophe, but never in the same star. They were born in different explosions, drifted across light years of space, and only ever came together inside a body like yours, But supernovae still can't explain everything in you. A few of your atoms needed an even rarer disaster. The heaviest elements, gold, platinum, the iodine in your thyroid, need conditions even a supernova can barely reach. For decades, the cosmos kept this one secret. Where do the heaviest atoms actually come from? The answer came from the densest objects in the universe, neutron stars, the crushed corpses left behind by supernova. A single teaspoon of a neutron star would weigh as much as a mountain. Now imagine two of them crashing together. When two neutron stars spiral in and collide, they unleash a kilonova, flooding space with freshly forged heavy metals. In 2017, telescopes watched one of these collisions and saw gold and platinum being born in real time. Any gold ring you have ever worn was forged when two dead stars smashed together long before Earth existed. So your atoms have at least three separate origin stories: the Big Bang, the hearts of stars, and the death throes of the heaviest ones. Now here is the part that takes billions of years, getting all those scattered atoms to one address in space and time. Every explosion seeded the surrounding gas clouds with its new elements, enriching the raw material of the next generation. About 4.5 billion years ago, one such enriched cloud began to collapse, and it became our sun and its planets. Earth formed from that leftover stardust, salted with atoms from countless stars that had already lived and died. Those atoms became oceans, then the first living cells, then plants, then animals, then food, and eventually you. The atoms you are made of right now have been recycled through countless other living things before they ever reached you. And here is the wonder we started with. In all of cosmic history, those specific atoms had never been together until they became you. Hydrogen from the Big Bang, carbon and oxygen from gentle stars, iron and calcium from supernovae, gold from colliding corpses of stars. They traveled billions of years and trillions of miles from completely different events, and your body is the one place that introduced them. You are not separate from the universe looking out at it. You are the universe gathered into one place, briefly aware of itself. And someday, these atoms will scatter again, returning to the cosmos to be borrowed by something new. So the next time you feel small under the night sky, remember, that sky is your family, and you are its meeting place. If this changed how you see your own hands, follow along for more journeys into where we truly come from.